So once I got to a certain point, it was just like I had to go all in. I was like, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For me, my shit's a little more. It's just simple. It's like my older brother and my older cousin was listening to hip hop. My older brother had every CD from the Wu-Tang Clan, and
Okay.
I'm not talking about Wu-Tang Forever. I'm talking about Shaheem, the Swarms, Killer Bees, Sons of Man, Method Man, like every nigga. I'm talking about Raekwon, Ghost, everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
then seeing him kind of try to reenact that with his keyboard and sound like RZA, and just being a fan of my older brother. And then I was born in the Bronx, so just
Okay.
being from that, I think hip hop, it just bleeds all through that borough. You know what I'm saying? And then just coming up listening to the greats because of who I was in New York. You know what I'm saying? I was coming from New York, and then like all the legends that come from there. It's like, how could you not? Plus, I think hip hop is culture. Hip hop is not just like I hate the fact that people think hip hop is just a music category. You know,
Right.
I
Right.
like people fail to realize that there's so many other elements in hip hop that start before you even rap. And one of the elements of hip hop is knowledge and culture. So it's like, my nigga, it's like we all hip hop, like whether you black, white, you know what I mean? Like I found it interesting that KRS-One made a statement the other. I hate that they don't give him a lot of publicity. Because
Yep.
he could educate a lot of us if they put the camera on them on these bigger platforms. Puerto Ricans and Dominicans are just as hip hop as African Americans. People don't know that. How big the Spanish community was bigging up hip hop and pushing hip hop as well as the blacks were. But they don't get credit for it. But he just said it publicly. I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I thought that was a very important fact that I haven't really seen a Puerto Rican person be adamant about publicizing that. And I think that they should, but they probably just don't know. This new generation, they don't even know what they've been through. But like I said, hip hop is in all of us, man. I think like you guys, y'all aren't of African descent like me, but it's like, do you have knowledge and have love for the culture? Your hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
everybody is. Yeah, everybody is.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I love about hip hop. It's no race. There's no separation separating anybody. We're all come together on hip hop. We love music. We love bars and all that stuff. So, how did you two link up, or how did you guys meet in the first place? And what made you guys decide you wanted to start working together?
I met Cy. I was on this TV show in 2015 and 16 on BET called One Shot. That was like a competitive reality hip hop show, and I ended up being a finalist on there. And me and this girl were picked as the two artists from Atlanta, and I got invited to a beat battle by the legendary Fort Knox. That was taking place at the spot called the Music Room at the time. He brought me on stage, kind of introduced me to the crowd, and Cy ended up being he was a guest judge
Okay.
of the beat battle. Cy was had a lot of traction in Atlanta at the time. He had just dropped his Soon project, which was very critically acclaimed at the time. He was buzzing in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And so he was the celebrity guest judge. He ended up putting me on the spot. I rapped for him. We kind of ended up chopping it up, and then but we got real close though because years later after that though in 2019 he was going on tour, and I was living in LA at the time kind of pursuing music, but I was getting sidetracked and distracted and whatnot, and I saw he was going on tour, and so
Okay.
I kind of just reached out and was like, yo, I'd love to come on the road and help out any way I can. Not even like me trying to perform, but just like, yo, I'm down to learn the ropes, drive, sell merch, like, what I'm saying, whatever. And from those nights and those moments being on tour for like 30 days straight, we just formed a brotherhood during that time.
Yeah, that's a fact. That I ain't got no correction. That's it right there. You know what I'm
And
saying?
salute to you, Sai, because a lot of artists reach out to other artists like that in your position, and a lot of times they don't get response or they don't get anything back. So, what was it about Owen that grabbed your attention enough to say, "Hey, it's cool. Let's come on tour together and see." Was it something about him that
Um,
stood out to you?
I make a lot of adjustments on my team, so it's like at that time the people that was around me that was because I already had a sprinter before the sprinter that I had when he got with me. keep in
Okay.
mind that the energy me and O had before, like we had already had a good rapport. He had a lot of good energy. We did a couple ciphers together just in the studio and shit. I thought that was dope. You know but it's like we never really had that brotherhood all the way back then. But at that time, the drivers that I did have driving, they didn't really like do it with passion. Like, not saying that it was
Mm.
about a nigga being a driver. It just was. You know what I'm saying? Like people, like I could tell they ain't even want to be behind the wheel. Like it was just I
Yep.
felt that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like people not even looking out for each other. Like you know how somebody might be driving for hours, like O might be behind the wheel for 6 hours in the middle of the night. I might roll a little partition. Hey bro, you good? Want me to grab the wheel? I wasn't around niggas like that.
Yep.
Like a nigga be sleeping peacefully. Not even checking on my mans. Like I'm like, I don't even want to be around people like that no more. So I made a post to find a new driver. Cause trust me, like this social media shit, bro, I make one post. I don't need my niggas. I'll make a post and 1,000 people will ask me to drive. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I did that shit the other day on my tour. Like on we had a show in New York. My DJ was somewhere else. And so I made a post. Every DJ from New York hit me. Like a bunch of the hungry ones was hitting me. And then
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
DJ ET, the shorty, she flew out from Atlanta on her own. She's like, no, I'll come. I want the opportunity. That's how easy this shit is now. People are expendable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
Salute.
think, and then, yeah, you know what I mean? Once we got on the road, me and O just super connected. Like it just made sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about music. We was talking about girls. We was talking about niggas bullshit. We was talking about hip hop. It was like, damn, my nigga, did we just become best friends? Like type shit. Like on some stepbrother shit. Like I didn't even know we had this much in common. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And I think the biggest thing out of because me and O we agree a lot, but we also disagree a lot. But I think our like common thing is energy.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
think
Yep.
we understand how important good energy is, and a lot of people are just not cool enough to understand that. People are inconsiderate people. They just like if they don't feel a certain way, then they want you to feel that way. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
like we exude so we love positive energy so much we gravitate towards it. Like
Right.
we might see something dope or good and we agree on food. Like our shit is simple. We don't do too much. We not bougie. We like to be with a regular motherfuckers that like we will leave a section just to go to the bar. Like
Right.
Okay. So
when you can get around motherfuckers like that, that's my type of shit. I'm not with this set. Like I be done had a section and still go to the bar just to get away from the people that came with us just so they could get in the section.
Right, right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like it's my section, but I'm leaving. Like y'all can stay here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like and we just understand shit like that. So I think that's what makes sense when you partner with people. I was talking to somebody the other day about it's not always about what you want. It's about things that are aligned. Like
Yep.
alignment is one of the words that I worked on moving forward. It's like, okay, I might want to kick it with the homies, but do our minds align? And if they don't, it's gonna clash at some point. We're gonna derail at some point. And I
Yeah.
think that no matter what type of differences you can have with somebody, the alignment of energy is there to where it's never gonna fall off, even if we have our moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, I salute you on that, Owen, because, you know, what I mean, it takes a lot for you to humbly reach out to him the way you did and then deliver. You hearing him tell you the reason he was impressed by you was you did the work, you did the job, and you were happy about that. And I think that's one of the keys to success sometimes is doing what has to be done, regardless if you want to or not, but just doing it. You know what I mean? What was your mind state with you when you went to do that? Like you had a great opportunity. How was you approaching that situation?
Yeah, I took it like an opportunity. Like I said, I was in LA. I had went out to LA on some like songwriting type deal shit that didn't necessarily end
Yeah.
up working out. And once it fell through, I was just sidetracked. I was treating me living in LA like I was almost a college kid in a dorm. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
yeah.
But I was like 29, and I was just outside every night, partying, talking to girls. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I was real sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? And I had just got out of a serious relationship. There was a lot going on, but I felt distant from the craft. I felt distant from the thing that took me out there in the first place. And
Yeah.
I always respected Cy. I always thought he was nice. When he talks about those ciphers we were having in the studio, that was one of the, I grew up all over. I was kind of like a military kid. So I grew up in San
Okay.
Diego, New York, and in Charleston, but I consider Charleston home because that's where I became a man. But rapping there and getting nice, I didn't really run into no one that was like spooky nice. So when I had those
Yeah.
ciphers with Psy in the studio, I was like, yo, this dude is an alien. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
fast forward, I always respected him. So when I saw him make that post, I didn't even just look at it like, oh man, this is some bullshit. I'm gonna be driving. It's not like I'm performing. Like,
Yeah.
matter of fact, Psy didn't even know I was living in LA at the time. He thought I was still in the A. And
Mm.
I booked a one-way ticket to Atlanta, packed my shit. I left like half my shit in LA. I was like, yo, I'm gonna use this opportunity as like the catalyst to where from
Yeah.
this point forward, I'm aligned with what I'm supposed to be doing. It don't mean I'm always gonna walk the path perfectly or that I won't get sidetracked. I won't maybe
Yeah.
have moments of laziness, but I just took it as like I told my roommate and everything, like, yo, I'm going on tour with this dude Psy, and
Yeah.
I left my car in LA. Like I literally bought a one-way ticket, packed what I could pack, and I was in Atlanta like 2 days later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
That's
truly
amazing.
I didn't look at it like, oh, I'm just driving for some guy that's co-headlining a tour. I looked at it like, yo, this
Yeah.
is this is something. I'm a type of person, bro. Like I've always taken leaps of faith. I might not always know what I'm doing, but I've always been willing to step out there and take risks.
Yeah.
So I just looked at it like it's an opportunity.
Yeah, that's really dope. Now, Sai, you have a legendary, you have a great team behind you. Shout out to Swineback. How did you two meet, and what was it about your guys' chemistry you think that has been able to captivate the industry for so long? Like you're one of the most consistent artists. You've got hits after hits after hits. So, what is it about your guys' team you think that has made that possible?
Me and Diana, like, I feel like we grew up together in the industry.
Yeah.
But kind of similar things what I described with O at first, but it was like, a nigga, just outside. Like, I'm talking about being outside. Diana, at that time, to me, I thought she worked harder than every woman in the city.
Yeah.
And she wasn't getting her credit for it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of her shit was done on the underground level. So it was like, you know, and Diana stayed at the underground level. Whenever anything would crack bigger, those other people would go other ways and not really come back and give her just due. And she always
Yeah.
stayed underground. You know what I mean? Um, but I just think Diana was just active. Like she's very good at keeping her word. Like if Diana says she's gonna be somewhere at a certain time or send this email or get back to, like she's going to do it.
Yeah.
And that was something that reminded me of my pops and my mom. My
Okay.
mom and my pops have that quality. It's like they might not do too much. You know what I mean? Like Diana might not be able to make that one phone call right now that'll put Jay-Z on the phone with me. She don't got that,
Yeah.
but she got the qualities that when she do get up there, it's gonna be
She's
dangerous
gonna
for
get it.
motherfuckers. Yeah, like
Well,
when Diana get that door open and they
yeah.
open that door for her and stop trying to keep her out, it's gonna be scary. You know what I mean? And when she get the opportunity, it's gonna be, you know what I mean, it's gonna be tough because of her work ethic and the way that she moves and her relationships and how many people she has put money in their pocket or connected dots or
Yeah.
helped out. You know, like that list is endless, and a lot of people don't have that type of list. And when you got those type of credentials, these are real accolades to me. That's like damn near what a nigga got in the streets. I'm like, what is this little white half Persian, half Jewish girl having
Yeah.
accolades like a street nigga?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
real.
Facts.
It's like you got favors from here to Timbuktu because
Mm-hmm.
you did so much good business amongst people and paid them directly or connected and didn't worry about getting paid. You know what I mean? So I think that Diana is, keep in mind, Diana come from money for real. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like she hustled like, I mean, you would think she eating ramen noodles growing up.
Right,
That's
right,
yeah.
Right.
right.
You just don't see that type of shit for real. You know what I mean? She hustled like she ain't got a dollar. Like you know what I mean? But her parents got money, man. Good house, good pool in the backyard. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, what the fuck is you hustling like this for? It's like she just got that shit in her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you mentioned that she excels. She's gonna come back for you. Like I've had a chance to talk to her before, and she speaks so highly of you. So as you guys are elevating together, you're just gonna grow and become major. When the podcast idea came to your mind, what was it that made you want to do podcasts? You just dropped a dope album. You're doing freestyles that are getting recognized by all the industry. What made you say I'm gonna venture into the podcast arena?
I mean, it's multiple things. One, I had been asked to do podcasts for so long. Owen is he's a podcaster though. He watches
Okay.
podcasts. You know what I mean? He puts me onto a lot of dope podcasts. I wasn't really watching podcasts like that. Gilly,
Okay.
I would say Gilly was the one that made me click in my head and say, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Because he put me in a room when we was in, Philly, and or really he took us to Jersey, but he showed us him and Wallo's new office while they was building it, and that really motivated me.
Yeah. You
And the
got to
fact
see
that
it.
he was just giving me some game and showing me the room, and that gave me a lot of inspiration because I like how Gilly moved, and I feel like we got a lot in common. Like we got good energy, you know what I'm saying? Like we put a lot of work in. People respect us in our cities, you know what I mean? But also he a nigga that might go left if you play with him too much too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
so he you know what I mean? He a nigga that I fuck with because I see a lot of me in him. He hoop, you know what I mean? He play ball. He can get he cool, real funny until you playing with him the wrong way. It's like I see a lot of me in him, you know what I'm saying? And so just seeing that made me want to do it. And then once, I went to price check everything and did my research a little bit. Plus, with the way the game is right now, I was like, I'm sick of having to feel like I got to do all of these media runs. I did that shit for
Yeah.
years. It's tiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to do media, I do, but it's like I want to be my own outlet of marketing and media. It's like my nigga, if I got something to say, I'm not waiting until I gotta go to Sway in the morning. Shout to
Yeah.
Sway, by the
Right.
way. Shout to
Right.
Sway. But it's just like I could do this shit on my own platform. I mean, it's not. I get the subscribers and you got to build it up, but it's like I love that process too. I
Yeah.
love nobody believing. You know what I'm saying? I love nobody having a care to know or think this is gonna work. Like that shit is motivating for me. So that it's a lot of reason that playing to it. And then, of course, you know what I mean, building it up with O because at that time, nobody believed in him. Nobody really was like, yo, let me call O to get him on the show. Let me call O to, that's even more motivating. Let me get a motherfucker that motherfuckers don't even believe and wouldn't even think I was popping up with him. They probably would have thought I
Yeah.
would have
Right.
hit one of my industry friends. That's the
Yep.
easy route, though. I want to dig my shit out the mud, you know what I mean? So all those things playing a while. And the way the game is going right now, bro, it's just a good look. It just look good on
Yeah.
social media. It's another outlet for passive income. You know what I'm saying? It's a great thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for you, especially Sai, because you're still actively dropping music. So now you can drop a song the same day you drop a podcast. And then you mentioned you want to give the flowers to the legends that haven't got their voice. Well, now you give them an outlet for that. So I salute you on that. Now, Owen, he said you watch a lot of podcasts and stuff. So when he hits you and says you want to be on a podcast with me, what was your thought process, and what's been some of the biggest exchanges or differences you've seen by doing a podcast together?
Um, Man, he when he first started kind of mentioning it, I was just kind of, I was excited, but I knew he was still piecing it together and planning it out. You know what I'm saying? And once it started coming into motion, it was just like it was go time. I was excited, and I was excited. Sai he's the ultimate leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so it's
Yes.
like when he does something, he does it. You know what I mean? Like whether it's rap, whether it's R&B, whether it's a podcast, if it's playing in a semi-pro pickup league, whatever it is, like when he puts his mind to something, I
Yeah.
know like, all right, there ain't no stopping now. It's only like we're gonna win. There's no losing. There's no like it's gonna be full speed. So, and I think that could be intimidating to some people, but I think because I've been around him so long, it was just excited because it was like that's my brother, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's like being on a team with Tom Brady or something. I was excited because as much as
Yep.
I'm a fan of podcasts, I'm like, great. I'm going into it with someone who can't lose, like because like, he's not.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't lose.
he's
Yep.
yeah, he's not gonna lose. He's not gonna crash this ship. So I'm just gonna play my part and learn how to be the best co-host I could be for him because
Oh
there's
yeah.
no way this could fail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like your guy. I've checked out the podcast a few times. Love what you guys are doing. I love that you guys are active artists, so you can give a real opinion on your music and as it's going. But I love the back and forth in this you guys have. You guys are approaching issues that would be somewhat controversial, but you do it in a fun way. How is that going between the two of you? Is that just organic, or is that something you guys are you're pre-planning and stuff like that when you do the shows?
I mean, I don't want to give too much of the 1-2-1-2, but
Yeah. Yeah.
we, it's a lot of some shit is I'm gonna say some shit is natural, And some
Yeah.
shit, of course, is we're gonna discuss things. Like, let me put it this way: on both ends of that question, we are gonna work on our craft.
Yeah.
The podcasting is not hip hop, but it's still a craft that others have perfected and paid homage
Yeah.
before us, right? So with
Yeah.
that being said, on both ends of it, we're gonna cover all ground. That's the best I can answer that. I'm not gonna give y'all the 1-2 on how we do what we do and how we
Yeah.
come up with certain questions and comments and oh, what made y'all discuss this with this woman or this. I can't give y'all the 1-2, but just
Yeah.
know we take our craft very serious. We not walking in this shit feeling like we them niggas, but we feel like we can be them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me say the N word on my behalf. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we working on our craft to perfect this shit, bro. We looking to be professional podcasters, people that could run a show from top to bottom and give another motherfucker the blueprint like, okay, this how y'all can run y'all shit. We want to get to that point. Cause
Right.
you ain't really nice until you could teach it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, caption that. You know what I mean? But it's like I want to get to that point. I feel like right now I can't really teach this shit for real. I'm really going
Yeah.
into it, figuring out my 1-2. I wouldn't teach somebody this shit right now. Right now I tell them, hey man, I'm doing my thing. Just get the, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. And when I feel like that's where I'm at, it ain't really much for me to be telling motherfuckers how we do what we do. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And as far as like the chemistry, like you said, those topics that might seem controversial, I think me and Sai built a friendship. Just like we talk about
Mhm.
everything, that we don't get offended by stuff. Like
Yeah.
I feel like our brotherhood is founded on honesty and loyalty, and when you have that, that can filter over into humor. It could filter over into these topics where now I'm not offended if Sai's, making a joke about white people or whatever,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
vice versa, because we have that just, innately in our friendship. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it makes it easy for us to talk about whatever topics that people look at as taboo,
Yeah.
because we don't look at anything like anything
Thank you,
is
bro.
is out of
Appreciate you.
bounds or
All right.
off limits. You know what I'm saying?
Now you guys do a podcast where it's just you and Cy, and then you do podcasts where you bring guests in. Which ones do you guys, prefer, or which one? What makes? Or how do you pick your guests when you add guests?
I'm gonna tightly answer this question.
Okay.
If it was up to me, it'd just be me and O a lot of times.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If it was up to me, if it was up to me, I would be like, man, fuck these motherfuckers. Y'all just watch this for real. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Right now, I mean, let's keep it a buck. Like I said, I don't want to get too much 1-2, but we need the streets.
Yeah.
We here to come, pause, see, and conquer. You know what I mean? That's in the art of war, bro. Like you gotta come see and conquer. So right now, like I feel like I mean we dropped our first episode. I don't know when that shit was. A little bit early this year, a couple months like into it. So maybe
Yep.
March,
Yep.
February, some shit like that. Bro,
I think it was February. Yeah.
everywhere I go, they say, yo, we fuck with the podcast. It all in the streets of
Yeah.
Atlanta. So that mean
Yeah.
we doing our job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that come from not just us going on camera, but we tapping in with other motherfuckers from females to the fellas to people that's celebrities. And this ain't even about celebrities. It's about the people. You know what I'm saying? So we might like we get a lot of traction off the clips we post with women. You know what I
Yeah.
Hmm.
mean? Like that,
Yep.
those conversations be having motherfuckers pulled in because we talking to girls a lot different than a lot of you corny niggas that want to get vagina will talking to girls. We talking to girls
Yeah.
like we not even looking at your pussy. We looking at your mind.
Looking at
Right.
you.
Right.
Let
Yeah.
me see what your
Yep.
mind talking about.
Right.
When we end our show, we send the we bro, we send the women to the parking lot, to your car. How much was the parking? I have a nice night, sweetie. We ain't kicking it with chicks after the show because we professional.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
We
Right.
not
Right.
these horny niggas trying to get girls drunk and hey, what you doing after this? We don't talk to women like that. Hey,
Yeah.
holla, have a blessed night, man. God bless. Let me know when you make it. Appreciate you coming through.
Right.
Real professional niggas that understand women. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's kind of how we do it. You know what I mean? It's fun having people on, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want to have them on, but I feel like in the beginning, like me and O have had this back and forth where we're like, he like, yo, let's just care. I'm like, let's keep tapping in with the streets. Let's
Yeah.
get every homegirl's friend, every hip hop nigga's fan, every blogger's whatever, every weightlifter's dumbbell, whatever. They need to
Yeah.
put eyes on us. And once I feel that weight, well, I'm like, hold up. Everywhere we go, they know the show. Oh nah, the guest tonight is me and O.
Yeah.
Right.
And I definitely think you guys can do it. Like, Sai, you're so creative with your topics. You did a clip about who still gets fast food meals as an adult, and I'm like, that's an amazing podcast topic because
Yeah.
Sai, how you're this legend, you know, and all this, and then you're eating fast food. You're eating a Happy Meal. So, I mean, I think your guys' chemistry and the topics you're coming up with, you don't need to have guests, but I like to have the guests too, because like you said, you got to tap into those other markets. Are you thinking about collaborating with other podcasts? Like there's a lot of podcasts in Atlanta and out there that you guys could tap in with. Are you guys open to collaborating with them? Or are you more focused on building your thing first and then reaching out?
I'm with that. You just got to make sense and have good quality, but I'm with that. I'll collab for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this shit just like the music game. That's like me saying I don't want to verse with a nigga. Like, yeah, I love to
They
collab. We
say
just got to
that's
make.
one of the they say that's one of the cheat codes to build the podcast is doing you and Owen by yourself on a consistent basis daily, so people tune in to see you guys having a show or guest show, but then also showing up on other podcasts so you tap into those markets.
Yeah, like we started doing that. You know what I mean? We started like jumping on other joints. I'm like, yo, oh, come on, we going to do this. Let's
Hmm.
Okay.
roll. You know what I mean? So we already done did a
Yep.
few. You know what I mean? Like we did our people's direct joint. Like I personally feel like I ain't really seen his joint get that many views. Or like on Instagram, like his biggest clips is with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of the shit we talking. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I mean, not that it's about that, but it's just like we know we could bring that if we touch somebody's show like that. We not just giving you regular answers. I might say some wild shit out of nowhere because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm not media trained, my nigga. I, I'm
Right. Me
I'm from
neither.
the era of you come outside my building, we out there just talking shit. We might talk hip hop, we might make fun of you, we might ask you for $5. You know what I mean? And that's how the fuck we gonna come on your show. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Now you guys
We
are
done been on the
celebrating
we done
season.
been on the go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you guys are celebrating season 2 right now, 2 episodes in. How's it feel to be on season 2? And you know, I mean, what's the release schedule and stuff like that for people who may not be familiar? When can they see the episodes?
Every Tuesday, man, 10 a.m. So on all the platforms, subscribe to the YouTube and everything. Um, we really way more shows than that. You know what I mean? We pre-record a lot, but you know, we got a lot of episodes coming, some dope shit. We want to start turning it up going into season 3. It's gonna be large. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Season two feel good because I feel like season one we got to work out the kinks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm similar to Sai in the sense that like when he was kind of saying like if it was up to us, it would probably just be us every episode because our chemistry is so natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
And one of the things that he did better than me, definitely at first, was when we have guests on, you know, still being Syari. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I feel like in season one, it was easy for me to just be listening to the guest or so invested in their story. And I think season two, I've just gotten those reps in now to where like he's able to be Sy, I'm able to be O, no matter who's sitting in that chair with us. You know what I
right.
mean? So and that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff you don't think about when you're going into it. You just think like, oh, me and my bro gonna be talking shit all the time. But are you still able to be you when Bumpy Knuckles is sitting next to you?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
still
Facts.
able to be you when some beautiful reality TV woman is sitting next to you? Are you still your funny natural you know what I'm saying organic self? So season two to me, I've been real excited because I feel like it's just more reps at doing the pod and it's just getting better and better.
Yep. Real talk.
Now, for you, Owen, any upcoming releases musically? Anything we can be on the lookout or can circle on the
Great
calendar for you?
fucking question. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah,
Great
yeah.
question.
I'm actually finishing up a debut album that I've been working on for way too long. It's called
Yeah.
Owens Revenge.
Yes!
Let's go.
It,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
it's called
motherfuckers heard that? Oh, about to drop. You heard?
yeah, it's called Owens Revenge. So I don't have a date yet. I'm gonna make a date real soon though, because it's about time. But yeah, that's the main thing as far as musically. I'm looking forward to, and yeah, I'm doing a number of features and stuff like that on the side. and whatnot. And yeah, I'm always willing to collab and willing to work. But yeah, musically, that's what you could look forward to is Owen's Revenge.
So with you being around Syari, what's rubbing off on you now? Like, he's a very consistent artist. He's released nothing but a body of work of classics. How are you taking that into your thought process when you go to drop your project now? Because you are associated with him now.
Yeah, I try not to think about it. It's kind of intimidating, to be honest with you. I don't really I really try not to think about it. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's it's dope. I feel like I learned a lot from Sai. I feel like my confidence with record. I record myself, and I learned that from Sai. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to be a writer and write everything down. Now I kind of just punch in, and I still write a little bit, and that came from watching him in the studio and being confident in those first thoughts you have and ideas, and trusting that you could build off it and record it and lay it down. So there's definitely a lot of benefit from having someone to learn from, like Sai, and and yeah, but I also got to walk my own path and trust my own creations and stuff like that. Because when I first started recording, once he got me up and going, he used to ask me to send him shit, and then I got to a point where he was like, you don't got to send me shit no more, basically. But what he was saying was like, he don't want me basing everything off his opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
I gotta develop my own ear and my own opinion, and just trust my creations and put them out there for the people to have. So I think that sort of game and those gems was like priceless, because it's one of those things where you only know if you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try and just take as many notes as I can at this point, to be honest, because it's big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Now, do you have a single right now? I work with a lot of DJs. You got a song or something we can, put in rotation or add to the playlist?
I don't have a single out right now or nothing like that. But I'll be in touch with you all as I prepare to drop. I'll definitely send you something for sure.
Sounds good. And then, Sai, as we came into this, man, I put up your song today. The video is getting amazing response, man. Congratulations. I love what you're doing with it. You came from an R&B album. Now you're going back into, rap and stuff. What made you go back into that? And how's the response been so far for this amazing, amazing song that you released?
Oh, do black men need therapy? This is bananas. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've been getting, I knew it though. Like, I knew this shit. Oh, know how long ago I did this shit. Like, bro, I shot this video, Money Matt, last year.
Wow. Okay.
Last summer at that. Let me put it that way. That's how old this song is. Yep. You know what I mean? And, like I said, I don't really care about the feedback because my pops love it. Like, I really don't give a fuck what nobody. I didn't care what nobody thought. My dad is on the song.
Yeah.
Me and my dad did our first song. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, if this shit would have had one stream from him, and that be the shit that worked. You know what I mean? Like, that's how crazy that is. So it's like feedback. But I'll say this: a lot of dope hip hop people done reached out and show love. But DJ Clark Kent just hit me today and was like, "Yo, we gotta talk, man. This is incredible." Like the nigga that was producing on Reasonable Doubt. Like, I don't give a fuck who else reach out to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga hit me like, "Yo, we gotta talk tomorrow." Like, put it on his story. Like, everybody need to listen to this type shit. Like, I don't owe him nothing. I mean, he don't owe me nothing. Pardon me.
Nah, he's just a fan of the song.
But I owe them everything, bro, because I studied shit that he was a part of, decisions that he made. Like, he beyond just the beats he produced, just like having like the connection that he put Jay-Z in certain rooms, and like that's like the fucking blueprints of my success of music, like being motivated. You know what I mean? So, the feedback is great, bro. Like, I can't wait to drop this last Shadow in the Shade project. But yeah, getting back into the hip hop, like I was telling, it's such a good time. Like, with all the MCs that had something to say about the Drake and Kendrick battle, nigga, it's time for y'all to rap and show that. Like, everybody had all these opinions. I'm about to show niggas why I had that opinion. You know what I mean? I'm coming out for blood, bro. Like that was my first single back into the hip hop world. I'm not playing no games. You know what I mean? So it's
It's interesting to me that you said that's an older song, because when I listened to it, it had a Meet the Grams kind of vibe to it a little bit with the storytelling of it. So it's great. And we know you are an amazing artist. You know, you've been doing this for so long. Do you get shocked still when people are amazed by your talent, like the I-95 interview, freestyles, and when you're out here on social media doing your thing? Are you amazed by people how they're, you know, how shocked they are by it?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I be looking at niggas like, what the fuck took you so long? You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
I don't be shocked. Like, I'm not even trying to be on no cocky shit, bro. Like, I don't be amazed. Like, I don't even get excited. Like, I can't break it down to you because I've been doing this shit for so long. And I rapped in front of niggas. I rapped in front of my homies. Like, so like when you grow up doing that, it's like you're not around homies that's gonna be like, ooh, for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like they might try to gas a couple lines, but that certain little doodoo face, I done made too many niggas make that face that love me. So I'm not amazed no more. I don't really like my nigga. I already know what's gonna make it. I don't wrapped around niggas in the hood like, oh, I know what you like. Okay, okay. I say something. I say something about putting a 3.6 on a scale or something. 0.1 over the 3.5. You gonna scrungy face because you just did it yesterday. I know what to do. Okay, say less. Nigga, I'm not amazed. I'm not amazed. But I appreciate it though. I'm super grateful, bro. But it's like I've been doing this shit so long, Matt. It's like, nigga, I'm not saying now, yeah, there's certain freestyles where I'm like, I knew I was gonna be in it. Remember, I was telling O the other day, I'm like, he like, yo, you did that joint? Cause I'm about to go on Sway, right? He like, yo, you got that joint ready? I'm like, yeah. He like, is it one of them? I'm like, oh, you know, when I prepared this, I wasn't in that mode of, but now I know if I rewrite something, I'm gonna be in that mode. I know what mode I be in when I'm just rapping, or if I got that chip on my shoulder. You know what I mean? It's always hard to figure out what you motivated by. So I wasn't amazed on the bars on I-95. I knew what it was going. I knew what that shit was going to do. I
Oh
knew
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was
amazing.
lines. You know what I mean? I knew it was lines on there. Whereas I still feel like it should have did more. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Should
Right.
have went more viral
Yeah.
than it
Facts.
did. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I love this shit, man. It's like, but this new hip hop joint going back. I'm excited to rap again because it's different than the R&B shit. It's like with the rap shit. It's like I'm gonna do it a little more different. I never dropped a
Okay.
single that potent like that type of shit with an actual subject matter. I see how different that can
Yep.
go. You know what I mean? I got some shit for the like my second single was for the bitches, but it's like no melody. It's all hip hop shit. It's got that. Not saying like a Common, like you know, Common is one of my
Yep.
favorite MCs for the ladies. Like when he do a joint like that, the way he talk to the queens, like I got one of them joints. So it's like I'm doing all those type of joints that I drop, and then I'm gonna drop the album while I'm just talking to niggas. You know what I'm saying? Straight skill, straight,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, bars. And you know, I'm excited about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely very excited. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time, and I think it's perfect timing for you right now because we're back to words, we're back to lyricism. They're paying homage to the MC, so why you're perfect for it. Like you've been one of the best for a very long time to me. Now, how are you both using what you're learning in the podcast game with your music? Like, you know, podcast is all about catchphrases or, you know, tags and stuff to do that. Are you adding any of that into your music, or do you kind of keep those separated now?
I think the main thing that I see, and I see this a lot from Sai, I mean, it's just the consistency. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing too. You know, Sai, he's so consistent. He'll post 2 times a day, 3 times a day if he has it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing to translate from the podcast to music. The same way you might try and manipulate the algorithm in your favor by being consistent, is like use that same consistency, you know, with your music, and don't feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing the podcast stuff now, so I gotta post less music. It's like, nah, content is content. If you got podcast
Content is
stuff to
content.
post and it's a funny clip, post it. If your very next clip is a 60-second reel of you snapping on bars on 995 and it just happened, it just came out, post it. You know what I'm saying? So just being consistent and you know what I'm saying with the content, I think is what can translate.
Definitely.
Facts.
And then I definitely really appreciate this interview. Like I said, I'm a big fan of your guys' podcast now, so I'll be reposting all your guys' stuff on our pages for you. When you do your clips and stuff, do you guys do them yourself or you got a team for that?
Now, Maddie, Now that's personal.
Well, I'm asking that. I'm asking that because I'm gonna give you a website that does all that stuff for you. I can DM to you or tell you
Yo,
now,
you
but
know
it
what's
does it
crazy?
all.
You know what's crazy, man? I like you, man. I like you. I like you. I like you. I like you a lot. Listen, so I'm aware, right?
Okay.
I was talking to my man Deluxe about this. He said the
Okay.
same thing to us, and I was telling him about. Now, yeah, that shit does work. A lot of people that use that.
Yeah.
The only issue to me with those machines, and I'm not gonna say who edits everything or who doesn't edit everything. Yeah, we both work on our shit just as well as we got somebody that could do it as well, right?
Yep.
That machine doesn't understand culture. That's the
Mm.
only problem
Yeah.
I got with it. So it's like it might take a little bit. Like people can't just take a clip of our show and crunch that into 60 seconds to me, because
Mm.
there might be 15 seconds that might not catch that needs to go, and then
Okay.
another part might need to. There might be a part that needs to show. O might do something small like a specific laugh, or a point, or a knee slap, and that little conversion is what needs to be showed on people seeing certain things. And so
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I haven't overly used that machine and cheated like that. But I think that
Yeah.
machine will work in certain things, but not for everything.
Yeah. A lot of times you got to use this AI stuff to get get it templated, and then you edit what they give you and make it more personalized and
Right,
stuff on
right,
that. But yeah,
right.
definitely is that. Now, if people are wanting to, follow the podcast, I know you guys got a following on social media that's growing as we speak. Where's the best place to follow you at? And then if people want to, be a part of the podcast or want to help you with the podcast, what's the best way to contact you?
www.thesyarinotsarryshow.com. That's the official website. The Syari Not Sorry Show is on social media for Instagram. If you wanna get on the show, I mean, we don't really do interviews for that. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
it a buck. Just hit on, leave me the fuck alone, and bother him, slide in his DM, offer him some head, whatever you got to do to get on. Might get a yes, might get a no, might get a, you know what I mean, a little bit of jizz. I don't know, but just shoot your shot. Don't reach out to me for anything unless you're money mad.
You know what's funny though? You say that, side, but it's like people ask me about the pod all the time, and then my excuse is I'm like, I don't pick the guests. So that's
Yeah.
my way to get out of when I'm like, I don't want to tell someone no, you can't come on. I'm just like,
Damn.
oh, you gotta ask side. I don't pick the guests.
So you
Damn.
didn't get no head yet from somebody asking to
No,
get
I,
on?
I, I thought you were getting all the head. I thought you were getting all the head. I tell them I don't got the pole like that, man.
Well, I
Yeah,
definitely
bro.
appreciate the opportunity tonight. Like I said, I know you guys are busy, so I'm not going to take too much more of your time. But any shout outs you want to give either to the people who helped you early on in your careers or who are a part of the team now?
I don't know. I mean, I don't. You tell me. I mean, shout to hip hop, man.
Shout to
Shout to
hip
our
hop.
families. Shout to Money Matt for being fucking professional, on time, great
Yep.
questions, good conversation, good knowledge. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody with good energy out there, man. Shout to y'all, man. Shout to my
Yeah,
man O. You know what I mean?
Diana. Shout out Diana. Shout out Chase and P and Brill and everyone that helps with the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everyone that's tapped in with us, they know who they are, man. Shout out to y'all, man, for real.
Yes, sir.
And then last question I got, Sai, did you release the song yet? Is that for the DJs yet, or is that just streaming right now?
Nah, yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you after this.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
got a lot of DJs. I can help push that for you. We got all that, man. I'm a big fan of what you do, man. And Owen, I'm very impressed with your lyrical ability, man. I saw your Instagram. I saw you were on stage and people were looking at you like, who are you? And then you just murdered the stuff. So I'm excited for your next album or the first album and to see what's coming next. But I appreciate both of your times and I hope you have a great night.
All right, man. Be safe, bro.
Salute, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Salute.
All right, big dog.